So the old NASCAR remote is back on the bench again and taken apart. This is one I've been working on off and on for God, what is it, 2 years now or so? Uh, what a challenge this has been. So the whole idea with this one is to make it so that this remote works on its own, and it works with a an external controller. Originally, we did just regular stick, and then we moved on to Bluetooth. But the ranges weren't working, so we needed to have it back and take a look at and see if something can be done with this. Well, as I talked about in a previous video, not on this one, but on the other remote, I wanted to double check the values or triple check, quadruple check the values of these potentiometers. Now these I did check. I took them out of circuit. Luckily these I don't have to desolder. They're plugged into place, so that was relatively straightforward. So I unplugged it and measured them, and I did confirm what the label says on the back. These are 5K potentiometers. They are standard linear potentiometers. And so one's positive, one's negative, and then the center is wiper. So that is confirmed that they are standard pots within their expected range. So that's good. Now, when I did the adapter originally, I used a 10K digital pot. Now, in theory, because potentiometers are voltage dividers, whether you use a 10K or 5K, it's going to give you the same division, right? It's just the denominator that changes. But I thought to myself, especially after looking at that monster truck remote, there's additional in-circuit stuff downstream which may be very, and probably is very, dependent on the resistance of this. Okay, even though it's a voltage divider, it's still using its cross resistance for something else. Who knows? That's a supposition, but I have a feeling that's the case. So what does that mean from a electronic standpoint? It means I need to do another version of that, except take out the 10K and put in a 5K digital potentiometer. Fortunately, those are back in stock. Previously, when I did this, I could only get 10Ks, but I was able to snag some 5K digital potentiometers, so that will match up with these physical pots that are in here, and we'll see if that helps the situation. I'm not confident, because this has been an ongoing disaster, to say the least. But I think another thing too that I'm gonna have to do, and I didn't want to do it, but I think I'm gonna do it with the okay of the owner, is I'm gonna have to discard this enclosure. I think we're at the point now where a custom enclosure needs to be made, something I could do in 3D print, because it's just, the wiring is just too much at this point. The benefit of that, besides making it cleaner, is I could also put my digital potentiometer and microcontroller stuff in the same enclosure, so we don't have to do the interconnect between this remote and my adapted brain part. I'll put it all into one thing, because these things are going to require so much taking apart and desoldering and everything anyway. It's just I think, going to make more sense. So we'll see about that. What I will do is I will mount, if I go that route, I will mount the throttle and the steering so that it's still usable by a co-pilot or a student driver situation. When I say student driver, it brings up a kind of annoying part with this stuff, is that the aircraft controllers, many of the higher end aircraft controllers, have a trainer port, so that you can have a co-pilot who can take over if the student is having trouble. They don't seem to make that sort of thing for these cars. And you have student driver cars, at least back in my day, the teacher at least had a brake pedal to press. but it doesn't seem to appear on cars. You think it would because you have a lot of student drivers, right? And a lot of these cars are expensive. So I mean, it's one thing to have an RC car that's $10 that you crash. It's another thing when they're hundreds of dollars. That's it's just one of the mysteries to me why it doesn't exist, but I guess that'll remain a mystery. So anyhow, back to the summary. Too long didn't watch. I got to build a new adapted part that uses the 5K digital pot, which more closely matches what these are, which will hopefully make the brain happier. And then, more likely than not, I'm going to take the whole thing and put it in a new enclosure once I get the okay from the owner. So there we go.